Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, everybody. My name is Amista, and we are here today just to do a little bit of Reiki, do a little tarot reading, catch up with some regulars, meet some new people, all that kind of good stuff. We are exploring my Stevie Nicks voice tonight to see how long that will hold up. Nomad. Glad to see you, my friend. Alicia, hello, hello, welcome. Glad y'all are here. I missed being here. I know my voice is not really up to snuff yet, but it's good enough. Good enough for this moment, anyway. How are y'all doing tonight? Yeah. It's a lot better than it was, though. I mean, there were points where I sounded like if you listen to somebody on a digital phone call and like you just drop syllables completely, you just don't hear them at all. I'm not doing that right now. Hopefully, I'll keep not doing that right now. Welcome, bougie. It is. It is. I can't figure out how to make this look for Facebook. I've tried to set it up like this for Facebook, but it hasn't worked out very well. Hello, Kiro Blue. Hey, oh, hello. Just reading a book and drinking some green tea. I like it. What kind of book are you reading? I think I just had like a cold or the flu, which then allergies started being like we had a lot of pollen and stuff. So now I think I've just graduated to dealing with some pollen issues. Interesting. Sitting there vaping. Coca-Cola flavor. Isn't that crazy? I just think that's really crazy. I'm not actually congested. I'm just my throat got raw because I was coughing a lot, and it's not raw yet. It's not totally healed yet, but it's on the way. This is much better than I have sounded, guys. All right, so how's the rest of y'all doing? Boo-ba-da-da. Oh, I would not like the burning part. About Abe Lincoln. Oh, that's interesting. That's a pretty cool topic. I remember reading about Abe Lincoln. Now, I was a bookworm, though. We had a book about Abe Lincoln at my school when I was in like fourth grade that I read. When I used to read books, now I mostly listen to videos, but when I used to read books, I liked the autobiographies and the biographies. All right. I did not try the propolis, but I did look it up, and I've been using raw honey in my tea. Right now, today, though, I'm getting brave and I'm back to my coffee again. All right, let's go ahead and start with 5 minutes of Reiki. And then after that, we'll look at our best manifestation advice. And then after that, we'll do some reading for people in the room. Okay, so here we go. I had a bad cough. Reiki, I'm doing for whatever is for each of your highest and best good. If you have something more specific you want to set the Reiki for, feel free to go ahead and do that. I am going to set it for my voice. Just saying. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up at 8 after the hour. Once we get into doing readings for people in the room, I'll probably ask you to copy and paste that question back at the bottom again, Lokira. Right now we're going to do Reiki. You might want to set the intention to help you with your relationship with your uncle. Reiki does help with that. I was drinking some chamomile tea. I was drinking some mullein tea. Mullein is really good about getting anything out of that chest. Divine timing. I've missed y'all too, for real. It is really hard for me not to make videos or go live, let me tell y'all. I'm probably pushing it tonight. I probably should be resting my voice for another day or two, but it just seems like I've been away for an eternity. We've got somebody pulling a lot of Reiki into the core of their body. That's going to be heart chakra, solar plexus, sacral chakra. That really tells me that there's somebody out here that's pulling all this energy that had something happen to them to where they felt like it wasn't safe emotionally for them to express themselves. And that's being brought back into balance again. I think that happens to a lot of us. Two more minutes of Reiki. I'm being lazy today. I left my rings on this time. I've got Reiki going into somebody's feet pretty intensely. Somebody could actually have a foot injury, but it feels like it's going into both feet. I'm going to say that somebody's having a hard time figuring out what they want their purpose to be right now. And so this is helping to bring that into balance for you, whoever you are. Nomad, let's get into that once we start doing more personal stuff. Okay? Right now, let's just focus on receiving the Reiki. It's probably you at the feet. I bet you're not the only one. Especially with all the planetary action we've been having lately. Tongue twister. One more minute on the Reiki. You know what? I'm terrible about doing Reiki for myself. You would think a Reiki master would not get sick at all because they would do so much Reiki for themselves. I do a little. I have a hard time making myself sit still to do it just for me. There was an eclipse recently, Nomad. And we've got another eclipse in 2 weeks. Plus, we have things moving from Neptune into Aries. Or from Pisces. Neptune is moving from Pisces into Aries, I should say, the 30th of this month. Which actually is not a bad thing. I like Neptune moving from Pisces into Aries. It's a 14-year transit. And Neptune talks about like the dreamy stuff, sometimes the illusions, talks about spirituality. And so when it's moving into Aries, that's action. Our spirituality is becoming active. We are manifesting our dreams. We're making them tangible and bringing them into the 3D. What's the HU? I don't know what that is. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it's interesting to me because Neptune went into Pisces, which is where it's at home, and it just amplifies spiritual stuff and taking care of mental health. It was there for 14 years, and it went in there right as I was beginning to understand that I was psychic. And so for that whole time, I've been working on either becoming a psychic or building my psychic career in whatever way. The reason I think it's exciting now is because I think a lot more people are going to start taking their spirituality seriously. So now I'm going to not only be doing readings, but I'm going to be doing a lot of teaching and mentoring. So for me, it's the natural next progression of my career. A Mongolian band. Oh, I want to look them up now. I can't do it while I'm on YouTube because then they'll ding me for copyright, but I want to look it up. Yeah, we're going to be leveling up. Our spirituality is going to be, it's going to be coming out where the rubber meets the road now. Over the next 14 years. Plus, we have Pluto in Aquarius. That started a few months ago. That's like 20 years. And that talks about going in deep for the masses. Oh, excuse me. I need to figure out where my mute is. Got a little coffee down the wrong pipe. Sorry, guys. I'm writing that down, actually. That's what I started to do. Look up wolf totem. Have you ever listened to Simrit? I'm going to spell it. Hang on. I think if you like a Mongolian band, you have a pretty open mind. Simrit is not necessarily Mongolian, but Eastern. Let's just say Eastern. I really like their Live in Los Angeles album. All right, guys, let's look at our best manifestation advice over the next 24 hours. Everyone be thinking about what it is that you would like to manifest over these next 24 hours or even longer, but this can be advice for your next step if this is something that's going to take longer than 24 hours to manifest. My camera's not looking really where my hands are. Let me see if I can I adjust that easily? Easily being the key phrase. That's better. Now at least you can kind of see I'm shuffling. Right? I like different things too. I also like Fleetwood Mac and Aerosmith and REO Speedwagon and um, yeah, that's REO Speedwagon I'm thinking of. And who did Crazy Train? That guy. I like a lot of 60s and 70s stuff, mostly 70s. And I like a lot of country. All right, best manifestation advice over the next 24 hours. I hope you guys have been thinking about what you want to manifest. We had some cards try to pop out. Focusing on ending something to allow ourselves to sink more deeply into our spirituality. Let's see what cards really come out. If the same ones come out again, I'm going to laugh. I'm going to be like, okay, I guess I should have listened, Spirit. It is really windy. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see what we have. That's funny. Ooh, Four of Swords, taking a break, baby. No, not again. This already looks like my advice from a couple of nights ago when I went on Facebook Live. Take a break, take care of yourself. What kind of painting? Like creative painting or like painting the house painting? What else do we have? King of Pentacles in reverse. Shit. Y'all didn't hear that. Justice. Justice. Okay, so with the Four of Swords, we're taking a break. Well, what are we taking a break from? We're taking a break from this King of Pentacles in reverse energy. King of Pentacles in reverse is somebody trying to shake us down for money, honey, or other resources. They're asking us for stuff, not really being totally straight with us about what they plan on doing with it, but they want us to finance whatever their wants are. Usually wants when we see the King of Pentacles in reverse, they're not asking for something necessarily that they need, or maybe they are, but they're also asking for something for all of their wants as well. Sorry, my lips were just looking really dull. And then we have the Justice card. Justice card says this is fair. It really tells us it's fair to take a break from supplying somebody's wants and needs. They're not even being honest with us about what they're using our resources for. It's only fair to take a break from it. Besides that, taking this break from it allows you to see what's going on from a clearer perspective, get a better overview about it, because you're not right in the middle of it. And that way, you can decide later on what is fair. How much is fair? How much is really needed? Some interpretive thought. Ooh, I like it. You know what? I think that any kind of book, sketchbook, notebook that's empty, like, oh, that's the most beautiful thing. As soon as you put something in it, now it's still beautiful, but not as. Take a break from manipulative people. A very specific type of manipulative. This King of Pentacles is somebody that is after your money, honey. They want you to be the cash cow. Oh, look, Kira. Have you ever done automatic drawing? Like where you let spirit do the drawing? They're just using your hand. You get to be lazy because they're using your hand. I have classes on this every once in a while. So, like, a lot of people think automatic writing or automatic drawing is something where you just say whatever comes up and you write it out. I like to teach it where we let spirit actually do the drawing. So let's ask a question. Let's say, what should we expect tomorrow? And I'll just do a little demonstration. And this is really kind of a collective one that I'm doing. And I'm addressing this to Sacred Spirit because that's who I like to work with. Church people would call him Holy Spirit. Him, her, it, they. Okay. Not the same. Not the same, Nomad. So, let's see what comes up. Oh, my pen's working. It is good. So I'm not really moving my hand, guys. I'm just letting Spirit take over that. And the first time you do it, like, it's really a battle to let your hand be moved. And then as you get used to it, it gets a little bit better, easier. I like to hold my paper still too, because otherwise it becomes a royal mess. And I check in every once in a while to make sure my pen's working. So I have had my pen go out before, like it's doing right there. Don't do that. You're messing up the flow, man. I thought it was giving us the idea of infinity at first because it seemed like a figure eight. But now on that top part, it kind of looks like a, you know, those sand timers. Look, it's quitting again on me. It's a message for us. It's quitting. Where's a pencil? That's so frustrating. Try to see where I left off. Oh, we are getting infinity now. That's definitely infinity. So what can we expect tomorrow? We've got infinity is right in our defined time. Infinity is not limited. It's power not limited. It's abundance not limited. It's experiences that are not limited. Unlimited. So even though we have a very finite time that we work in this body, we still are able to tap into infinity if we choose to. That's our message for tomorrow. You saw the hourglass too. Time can be infinite, but that's out of context. What should we expect tomorrow? So this is saying, this is time. We asked about a very finite time. Our soul is infinite. It's infinite even in our finite time, because remember, spirit is not limited by time or by space. That was kind of cool. I got one time that I did just for myself, and it was like it was like expansion, and it was grounded inside of me. So expansion coming out of each of us, really. even though y'all weren't there. All right, so let's get into some personal reads. If you guys have a question, I know some of you already typed it. Copy and paste, please. Those of you who want a message from Spirit, just put that in the chat. And we'll see how long I can hang. My voice seems to be doing pretty good so far. What did I write at the top of that? I'll show you. If I can find that paper again. I think I can. I have all kinds of scrap paper. So this part says, what should we expect tomorrow? And then I wrote the name of who I was addressing, Sacred Spirit. Like if you want to contact somebody who's crossed over, you can write their name. But anytime you do any kind of work with Spirit, you always want to do your psychic self-defense before you jump in and do that. That way you know that only spirits that can stand in the light can actually interact with you. If he's safe. Safe is very subjective. All right, so Alicia. Message from Spirit. You guys catch me if I miss someone, okay? Is this Black and Bougie or Bilk and Bougie? I think that's Black and Bougie. Black and Bougie. I'm trying to put an extra L in there. Boo, boo, boo. Black and Bougie, I want your first name to get you a message, okay? Bougie. Let's see. Oreo. Okay. Pink, what's your first name, honey? Oh, you're Angelique? Oh, I don't remember seeing this other name before. Maria. That makes me think of The Sound of Music. She's a whirl of a dervish. I'm not singing it right. Okay. Lokira, what is your first name, honey? Watch it. It's probably going to be Lokira. Thoughts and feelings of the uncle. Also, what's your uncle's first name? I like to have first names to help make sure I'm connecting with the right person, the right uncle. You know, I haven't seen that in forever. When I was a little girl, we didn't have cable. And one of the networks, I don't know if it was NBC or who, but one of the networks would show The Sound of Music once a year. And we would all plop down in front of the TV and watch it. Because if you missed it, there was no DVR. If you missed a minute or two because you had to go to the bathroom or get some water or something, you were screwed. So we were all planted in front of the screen for the whole movie. And then when commercials came on, we would run and do whatever we had to do, and then we would all come back and plant again. Donovan and Dylan. Okay. It is a classic. Okay. Donovan. Estranged. Uncle Dylan. How are you spelling that name? Let me look. Okay. Yeah, you couldn't take the TV with you then. That dang thing was like 40 pounds or more, and you had the rabbit ears. Not only did you have the rabbit ears, you had all the little aluminum foil flags hanging just so from the rabbit ears. You weren't gonna move that thing. You kidding me? You move those freaking rabbit ears, you're gonna have snow. Much less the whole TV. Nope. We planted. Literally, like, talk about grounded. Our asses were in that sofa or on the floor if there wasn't room on the sofa. Deviani. Hello there, Jackie. Welcome, welcome. So, Deviani, what's your question, honey? That was one of the few ones that was, heck yeah, that and the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz was the other one where we planted. We planted ourselves in front of that little 29-inch TV that we were so proud of because it was color. Mm-hmm. Do I seem like a dinosaur now? All right. So we've got a little list to go by. If anybody else is in here that wants me to look at a message for them or has a question, feel free to throw that up in the chat. We are going to get started right now. Ms. Alicia would like to have a message, so we're going to start with Alicia's message. Everybody else be on the lookout for a piggyback message. See if you get a piggyback with hers. Speaking of classic movies and The Wizard of Oz, how many of you remember the scene in The Wizard of Oz after the Wicked Witch melts into the floor where all the guards are walking around singing in their male voice, "The Wicked Witch is dead," like over and over and over. "The witch is dead, the witch is dead, the Wicked Witch is dead." How many of you guys actually remember that scene? And the reason I'm asking is because you cannot buy that movie with that scene in it anymore. It has been edited out because it is no longer politically correct. Which makes me sad because that all-male musical piece was just like falling into a cloud in heaven to listen to. Right? I'm glad I'm not the only one that remembers. Okay. Deviani. What's his first name? We don't have to have his last name. Actually, I'm going to reword that when we come to it, I think. Why are we entertaining people anyway? What the hell are we doing? Totally cool. Glad you're back. All right. Okay, thank you for that. All right, let's get back on track. Poor Miss Alicia. Well, probably because you need to get to know him a little bit more before you decide, eh? Alicia's message. Everybody be looking up for a piggyback. I'll try not to get distracted by historical movies in the meanwhile. You never know what you're going to get when you come to a live stream with me. Except you do know we're going to have some fun. That much we know. Whoops, almost did two at once, Miss Alicia. Okay, here we go. What do you have? Let's take a peek. So, we have the Ten of Cups, right side up, with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So this is our situation. Our situation. What is going on here? Is someone, you know what this makes me think of? Okay, because the Ten of Cups is, where's my camera? It's happiness. Okay, that's my happiness card. All right. Now, Page of Pentacles in reverse is my card that says somebody is getting some bad news about money or material goods or health. This is making me think of when you're a little kid and your mom takes your temperature and she finds out that you have a fever, which is bad news, but it makes you happy because you don't have to go to school. That's the kind of energy this is. There's some kind of bad news, either about how you're feeling or about a money situation that's making you happy. Maybe you have some kind of bad news about money, which makes it so that you can't participate in something that you didn't want to participate in anyway. So now you don't really have to even explain, well, I really don't want to. Now you can just say, well, I just can't. I don't know what's exactly going on here, but you've got some kind of bad news about money, about energy, about resources that's actually making you very happy. Completely contradictory to what I'm used to seeing. Okay? Now, best advice or heads up around this. Wow. Wow. Best advice or heads up around this is for you to actually stand your ground. Five of Swords right in the middle there. That's definitely standing your ground. That's a battle. It's an argument. That's a debate. This is standing up for yourself, okay? Let's move me. I'm in the way. Hang on. Can I do that? Yes. Okay, now I'm not in the way. Then okay, so we start with the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands talks about showing appreciation. So this says, whatever this is that you could be participating in, but you're actually happy not to, you want to show appreciation for whoever invited you to this or gave you this opportunity. You actually want to stand your ground. You don't just want to say, well, I just don't have the money, or I don't have the energy, or I don't feel good enough. You want to kind of explain to them, like, this doesn't work for me, and this is why. And the Eight of Cups, then you just walk away. Walk away. Because whatever this was has been depleting you anyway. That's why you're happy not to be involved in it, with whatever excuse may come up. Okay. So let's see. After Divani, we've got Rhoda. Okay. So Rhoda, here's the thing. I don't generally work with your guides. You get to. I work with Sacred Spirit. But I can ask. What do they want you to know most for the coming week? Okay, so that was for Alicia and anybody who had a piggyback off of that. You're quite welcome. Did it make sense to you? That's what I want to know. Did it make sense to you? No worries, Rhoda. All right, so that's Alicia taken care of. All right, Angelique. Angelique, what's the message from Spirit? Okay, good. All right. Well, then I want to know. Inquiring minds want to know. What was the bad news that made you happy? I want to know. I am Scorpio. I want to know all. No, I don't want to know all. Otherwise, I wouldn't have put that boundary up about my readings. But I do want to know that. Angelique, best message from Spirit. What would you like to talk to Angelique about? Angelique. Okay, what do you have? Queen of Wands and a Page of Wands. This is interesting. What's your sign, Angelique? You're a Gemini. I have some Gemini friends. Usually they talk more than I can handle, so I can only handle them in small doses because their energy overwhelms me. They're still incredible good friends, though. All right. Angelique, what do we have? Did you tell me what your sign is? Gemini on Cancer cusp. Oh, we got two Geminis right next door to each other. That's funny, and you're a Gemini. Let's see. I have this theory. I don't know if it's true or not because I haven't interacted with enough Geminis like this. But my theory that is untested is that Geminis who talk a whole lot, that they are injured. And their injuries, like, they're just like, it's like pus coming out of them. That's what I think. They haven't healed yet, so the pus is draining. It's part of their healing. Okay, Angelique, what do we have? Queen of Wands. That does not really fit for a Gemini, though. Queen of Wands covered by a Page of Wands. What's going on here? You're definitely doing something that is... Oh, yeah. You're doing something that's pretty much independent and self-sufficient for the most part. This could be like a side gig, or maybe you want to take a trip and, you're not taking everybody with you that you would normally take. With the Page of Wands, this is somebody saying that they're down for whatever your idea is, whether this is a bank wanting to loan you money for your side gig or a friend that's willing to go along for your adventure, whatever this is. This is somebody saying, okay, I'm down for that. Let's do it to it. All right, so that's really nice energy. Let's see your advice. Your advice or your heads up here. We have a Five of Swords in reverse. This is interesting. I don't think you expected this person to say they were down because my first bit of advice talks about acceptance. So accepting the idea. Maybe you were kind of hoping to do this by yourself. This is accepting the idea. Maybe you're accepting their imperfections and you're realizing, well, if I'm not doing this trip by myself, I'm going to have to get used to the idea that this person slurps every time they drink or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Eight of Cups in reverse talks about coming back to an idea of something that maybe left you feeling depleted or exhausted before. Now I'm wondering why you even asked this person to participate in whatever your adventure is here. And then we have our Six of Wands in reverse. Six of Wands in reverse is interesting because it basically says that even though this is really nice, this person is on board. They have a certain level of non-appreciation that I'm not exactly thrilled to see on the board. Although, if this is a kid, if this is like one of your kids, this would be typical for a teenager, right? Like, yeah, I guess I'll go see the Grand Canyon with you. And then they've got their head stuck in earphones and they're not any kind of company and they're sullen and, they're dealing with whatever hormones teenagers have. And so it kind of takes the fun out of it. Could be something like that. I could see this manifesting in that type of way. It doesn't have to be that exact thing, but that's kind of the energy. All right, so that was Angelique. Okay, so next up is Maria. Maria, Maria, Maria. Are you still in the room, honey bunny? Okay. All right, Miss Maria. We want to know, is Oreo safe? Gosh, that was a big breath I just took, wasn't it? Is Oreo safe? I get the sense of satisfied and very relaxed. Let's see what comes up on the cards as well. Do you share your living space with another person, Pink? Is one of them, is one of your parents not so happy a lot of times? And the reason I'm asking is because I have a King of Cups coming up in reverse here. That's somebody who's kind of low-key angry or pessimistic. Doesn't have to be a man. That makes sense. Okay. I'm going to say I think Oreo chose to leave because we're seeing this personality that's not easy to be around. And I think that this person is kind of not so nice to the Queen of Cups. I don't know if the Queen of Cups is your mom or if it's you, maybe both. That was hard for Oreo to see. This is my card of moving on, moving away. Knight of Swords in reverse. Some kind of words were spoken that just made Oreo decide, I don't want to be here anymore. So Oreo was apparently very sensitive to what was going on in the house. And it looks to me like it was chewing Oreo up. Now, I'm going to go back whenever I think about answering your question. I'm going to go back to that relief and that peacefulness that I felt. Even that big breath, that big inhale and exhale is like I can breathe. I'm not walking on eggshells. I'm not tense. I'm not worried about what's coming next. So I don't know where Oreo is based on these cards, but I can tell you as far as what did you ask? If he was safe, I would say yes. And I would say he's safe, not only physically, but also emotionally. Yeah, that can be a very pessimistic card. You're quite welcome. And I'm sorry. All right, so Donovan wants to know how Dylan is viewing her. What is Dylan feeling or thinking about Donovan lately? We're going to do a little 9-card spread on this. And I'm going to tell you that feelings and thoughts both are very transient. This could be out of date in 20 minutes. Okay. Oh, I am so sorry. So sorry, Donovan. Okay. How is Dylan thinking and feeling about Donovan? What are Dylan's thoughts and feelings about Donovan? Once again, very transient. We're just taking a little snapshot and taking a peek at him. Boop-a-da-doo-doo. Whoa. High Priestess in reverse. Oh. He's hardcore, man. Whoa. Hardcore. Okay. Well, there's really a lot of mixed feelings here. And confusion, I would say. Ace of Cups right here in the middle says that he feels like he's seen your true colors, and it surprised him. Whatever it is that he feels like he saw, which I don't know. We're just looking at his perception of things. We're not looking necessarily at the reality of things. You know what I mean? We're looking at his thoughts and his feelings. So please know, I'm not accusing you of anything. We are just looking at what is going through his brain. Okay? So, hello there, Infinite. So we have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So he feels like true colors came out. Six of Wands in reverse says, didn't really appreciate that so much. We kind of expect that with this card. Usually they don't. High Priestess here on this diagonal talks about a whole lot of confusion. Right? I'm not surprised. But there's a whole lot of confusion here. And the High Priestess sometimes can be about confusion in the subconscious. Or if he is sensitive and he could read or whatever, this would be like he can't be objective enough to read about this situation. And so that could be causing some confusion too. Either way, he's really confused. Ooh, thank you. Thank you. I actually flipped my light upside down. It's facing the ceiling now. And the window's open. And the sun's kind of going down. All right, now let's look at the next diagonal. We have the Two of Swords, which is really indecisive. That goes right along with this confusion we have down here, mirroring in this corner with the High Priestess. So a lot of confusion here around this idea that you've shown your true colors. Okay. The Sun card tells me why he's so confused. And this is my Sun card. It doesn't really fit in the camera, but the Sun card basically just says part of the reason he's confused is because, he really thought he knew you. And this is something that he never expected. I mean, you can tell, there's affection carrying that little yin and yang sunflower underneath the wing, So he's really confused because he feels like whatever happened was really out of character for what he was expecting. Okay? Now, this card says, never going back again. That's my judgment card. It says, even if I have the opportunity to speak with Donovan again. I'm not doing it. No. Nay. Because of these true colors. And the Four of Cups talks about trying to look at the bright side. The Four of Cups is coming in right next to my Sun card. Okay? So he has these memories of you guys having good times and of how he thought you were. And the Four of Cups says, well, I'm looking at the bright side. That's part of why he's so confused. Okay? All this confusion is because he thought he knew you and he thought that you guys were amazing. Now, this is interesting. He's cold. He's really cold. Whatever happened, he's really cold. This Page of Cups in reverse says that he's thinking if you would come to him and say how important he is to you or how much you care about him, because of whatever this incident is, where he feels like you showed your true colors, he wouldn't listen to it. My Queen of Swords is a hard cutoff. No communication whatsoever. He wouldn't listen to it. The idea that he's not listening to anything you have to say only contributes to the confusion showing up on this card and showing up on this card. Because he's basically stopped his ears. Now, Donovan, here's what I would like for you to do that would be helpful. What I think would be helpful would be a reading about what's your best advice about interacting with your uncle moving forward. You know, I do have one question readings on my website, and that would kind of be perfect for a one question reading. Or if you just want to wait until the next time you catch me live, you can do that too. This doesn't seem like it's very urgent. I mean, if you guys haven't been talking for a while, it may not be urgent enough to actually buy a reading. But I think that would be the most empowering thing to find out about that situation, honestly. Okay, infinite. Oh, you're a case study. I like that. Free coaching. Hey. As long as you trust her, like, heck yeah, be the guinea pig, baby. Right? In the right place at the right time is what you are. Okay, so Devyani. I want to reword your question, Devyani. I want to make this, what is your best advice for interacting with people moving forward? How do you feel about that question? Can we go with that? You're not talking right now. Yeah, I know. But you wanted to know what you should do when he comes back. Oh, but I do. Okay, you can go with best advice or you can go, how does he feel? And how does he feel is going to be super transient. Gotta pick one or the other. And then if you want me to answer the other one, like you can order a one question reading off my website if you want me to answer the other one, but we gotta pick one or the other. Best advice, okay. What is best advice for Gianni whenever it comes to interacting with Vipul or Vipul? What is best advice for her? when it comes to interacting with him moving forward, please. All right, infinite. Do 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 do. Ooh, interesting. What about when he comes back? Tell me more about this Eight of Swords. Okay. All right. So, advice right now, best advice right now about him, how to interact with him. First of all, with this Seven of Wands is boundaries. Keep your boundaries up. Not talking to you. Not sending him any messages. Not liking any of his stuff on Facebook or Instagram or wherever. No. Quiet. With that Seven of Wands, quiet. Temperance. Patience. Maybe he's a Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be. This talks about patience. Give it time. Meanwhile, it's good for you to be working on your own self-esteem with this Strength card. You work on you. When we work on ourselves, our standards start to get a little higher. If you do enough work on yourself, you may not even want him back if he shows back up. Okay? But that's your advice for now. Don't be reaching out to him. Don't be chasing him. Don't be calling him. Don't be stalking him. Don't be liking any of his stuff. Don't be nothing. Keep those boundaries up. Be patient. The idea that we see temperance coming up, he'll come around. He'll come back around again. Especially if you don't talk to him. If he happens to be dismissive avoidant and you talk to him instead of being patient, you'll just shoot that relationship right in the foot. But meanwhile, work on your own self. Do your own self-work. Work on your self-esteem. Love you. Take care of you. Strengthen your position in the world, whether that's financially or at the gym or whatever. Okay? So, this is kind of the meanwhile advice. All right? Now, whenever he comes back, check this out. In fact, we've already looked at this. Let's get that out of the way. Okay. So, those are my clarifiers on this card. Now, first of all, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Whenever he comes back, he's not coming back serious. You may as well know that. He is going to kind of play on your heart with that Six of Cups. Remember when this happened and wasn't that sweet? Okay. And we've got the Eight of Swords in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse talks about breaking away from something. Okay. Now, this is your advice. And I like to say my advice is advice or heads up. Okay. So it may also be a heads up you need to know. You need to know that when he comes back, he's coming back not very serious. My Knight of Wands in reverse is my run around type of guy. My let's have a one night stand or let's have a fling type of guy. And, could be having flings with other people too. Maybe. Doesn't have to be. But anyway, he's not taking the relationship serious when he comes back. Six of Cups basically says he's going to be saying, hey, you remember when? Trying to suck you in to his web. Eight of Swords in reverse basically says, break away from that stuff, man. Break away from that stuff. Now, look at this. I don't think it's going to be easy for you to walk away from this, especially with this emotional manipulation that we see here. It's playing on your emotions. This Chariot in reverse says don't go anywhere with him. Don't make any plans with him. Don't combine with him in any way. It's a Chariot in reverse. It's come off the tracks. When it's right side up, it's two people working together towards a common goal. When it's in reverse, that's like, nope, they're going two different directions. Unequally yoked, if you want to speak about it biblically. Two people that have different goals. It's not going to work. 10 of Cups in reverse, it's not happiness making. It's not happiness making. You're going to recognize that real fast. The 7 of Cups talks about focus. So with this 7 of Cups here, this talks about focus on not getting back together with this person, even though it might be hard. Getting back together with them is not happiness making. So you want to focus actually on upgrading your happiness, because this for me is, we need to upgrade the happiness. We're not happy. We need to upgrade the happiness. Here's our focus. Don't get together with this person. It's not going to make you happy. Even the temptation stuff, I think that's going to have an emotional toll on you. And so you're going to have to upgrade your happiness. You can do that by getting away from talking to him and overthinking things. Just let it go. Walk away. This is my breakup card or my breakaway card. And then 7 of Cups, really focus on your happiness. Your happiness away from something that's off the tracks anyway. Yeah, if you want to know what he feels about you, like I said, you can always get a 1-question reading at my website. You're quite welcome. I know what that's like. That's why it's easy for me to see what Spirit is saying, because I've had to read cards like that for myself. And I know it's not easy. Okay, Rhoda, are you still in the room, honey bunny? Rhoda, 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 Rhoda. Yay! Okay, here we go. What would you most like to make Rhoda aware of for the coming week, and what would be your best advice for her around that thing that you want her to be aware of? Okay, aware of. Best advice. Oh, baby. I haven't read aware of, but I read the best advice. Best advice or heads up, I should say. Okay. This is so interesting. Okay, so Rhoda, what you need to know about the week. You have the Empress with the 9 of Pentacles. This is like the baby sister to the Empress. Okay. And you have the 4 of Cups. Empress is my mistress of manifestation. You know, you can have the master manifester. This is the mistress manifester. All right? So this is the person that is able to tell Sacred Spirit, ooh, wouldn't it be great if? And then just pay attention to those nudges from Spirit so that they're in the right place at the right time for things to fall in their lap. Okay. Then we've got this 9 of Pentacles, which talks about doing things very independently, very self-sufficiently, having plenty. Look at all that money. She's just like tossing it around. She's got all kinds of money to toss around. Okay. And then we've got the 4 of Cups ending the week. Why do we have the 4 of Cups ending the week? Are you wanting somebody to share all this abundance with, and they're not there? Is there somebody that took a trip away? Or is there just not somebody in the picture? You've got things really rolling for you in a good way, but we see you having a pity party at the end of the week because you want just one more thing. That's the human state. So nobody that's taken a trip. It's just there's nobody there. I feel like what's going on is you're like, I want to share this abundance with somebody, but I don't know who to share this with. Okay? Now, best advice or heads up? Mm-hmm. Totally get that. Me neither. Me neither. All right, so in fact, if I get with somebody there, I'm probably going to put them through more tests than they deserve. Unfortunately. All right, so advice or heads up around this. Two of Pentacles with all this manifestation, you're busy. You got a lot going on. Nine of Pentacles, doing all these stuff on your own. Has you feeling kind of tired with that Strength card? Has your energy coming down a little bit lower? All right. And then here with the Four of Cups, we have Temperance in reversed. Are you like swigging a drink? Are you getting out the old wine bottle or the champagne float when you're having your pity party? Is that contributing to the pity party? Don't do that. If that's what I'm seeing here, don't do that. Temperance can literally be about sobriety or the lack thereof, but it can also be about impatience. And it could be that you're just feeling impatient, and that's making you have this pity party as well. But this impatience could be coming about because you want to be doing all this stuff, but you don't feel like you have enough strength to pull it all off. Sober for 2 years now. So here's what I'm going to say, which congratulations, by the way. I think anybody who sobers up, that's a flippin' miracle. If you've read my newsletter for a while, you've read my story of my dad, and so you know where I am with that. But anyway, with this temperance in reverse, I would say just have in the back of your mind some kind of backup plan in case temptation shows up, that you can be like, oh, now I've got something better to do over here, or whatever your backup plan is, have one ready. But this totally could be just impatience as well. It never hurts to have a backup plan. Right there where you can grab it too, though. Welcome back, Infinite. All right, guys, I'm really happy. Like, my voice lasted for over an hour on a live stream. That means I can do a reading. You guys know me. I'm like obsessed about doing readings. So that's awesome. I'm feeling fantastic, guys. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I really love being back. I missed you guys so much. Y'all have no idea. Y'all have no flippin' idea, especially the live streams. I like the weeklies too, but there's something about talking to people that can actually interact with you that's amazing. Do you like my Stevie Nicks voice? That's what I call it. I had a cold, and then that transitioned into allergies, and my throat got all tore up with coughing. And it's finally healing. It's getting better. A couple of days ago, I was like just dropping syllables. I'd be talking and just my mouth would be moving and no sound coming out. I love all this suits you. I appreciate that, Ms. Rhoda. I even said in my newsletter, like, I am my own worst patient. I have a hard time sitting still long enough to do Reiki for myself. Or even if I'm laying in bed, then I don't really think about doing Reiki for myself. Isn't that retarded? Hello there, Jessica Okomi. Honey, actually, you're just catching me walking out the door. If you really need a reading, you can always go to my website and we can get you in scheduled pretty quick. But I'm not going to be doing any more free stuff here on the live stream right now. All right, guys, time for me to get out of here. Thank you once again for keeping me company, for sharing this video, for putting thumbs ups on it, for commenting and for interacting with me, and for just generally being supportive. You guys are all amazing. Have a great night. Peace out.